Assalamu alaikum. So in a blink of an eye, we reached the last 10 days of Ramadan. From small, the 27th night was a big thing, a big bram in the masjid. And then we learned that it was all the odd nights. And then that the last 10 was also beneficial. But in this COVID time, how do you recreate that feeling and get the push to do better? Most of us have pined for the masjids, for the lime, and of course, the food that fuels our fard and nafil salah every night. And without it, we felt lost. And maybe not done enough. But that's the beauty of Islam. Because we always get a chance to try again and to be even more blessed. Within these remaining nights, there is much chance for barakah, and all Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks is for us to try. So put down the phone, take off the Netflix, and sacrifice some hours of sleep, not to the devices, but to Allah. Turn to Him, and in whatever language, seek His blessings, mercy, and forgiveness. Yes, this Ramadan may have been hard and strange, but you still have a chance to make it a success. This Ramadan, it's all on you and me. Do you really want it to pass by without having even tried? The Final Chance, written by Sister Alia Juman. Speaking of whom, let's welcome now Alia Juman.
Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak. So I decided to write this short poem a week into this Ramadan because it was going to be a different one. I call it For Granted. Bismillah. It's the little things. The standing far apart to look for the moon. The air hugs and kisses when it's sighted. No rush to reach the masjid. No eagerness as you await the arrival of Hafiz. No hugs or kisses from the aunties you've known your entire life. No joy from seeing your extended family. No shy smiles from the new faces that you see looking around nervously. No sighs because Fard is about to begin and the front line is still empty but the back wall is jam-packed. No dimming of the lights that signals the start of Tarawih. No soaring of your spirit as Hafiz begins. No murmuring of the tasbih after 4 rakah. No sounds of those who leave after 8, or the shortening of the already short front line. No tugging your brain back when it starts to wander. No excitement of knowing the meaning of a few words and being able to follow the ayahs. No creaking of knees and stretching of back muscles. No fixing of scarves or tugging of clothes after sujood as you try to get comfortable. No struggle to not wince or smile when the little ones hit the partition with a thud, or they take a purse of water and toddle away. No smirks when you see the tweens sneak out to go lime downstairs or outside before hustling back in for witter. No sneaky glances at the clock to see how long again. No stifling of yawns and blinking rapidly to chase away the tiredness. No quick calculations as you try to remember how many rakah left. No satisfying sigh after the salam in the 20th rakah and the dua that follows. But it is the little things of not having to rush your meal at home to reach the masjid in time, of having the family together for this entire month with no distractions of work and school, of hearing your family members practice their Quran because it's their turn to read Salah, of hearing the little and not so little ones memorize surahs, of tearing up when the little ones are now able to lead and the memorization of Quran is indeed a blessing, of more effort into the home decorations and making it feel like the masjid, of promises to never complain about the menu in iftars after having to cook every day or worry what to cook every morning, of less waste of food and drink as there are no big iftars for people to be wasteful, of the giving by all to those less fortunate in any little way, of the sharing of videos by the shuyukh and the hufaz that post videos every day, or an explanation so we can still feel that attachment to the Quran, of reaching out to family and friends with sincerity to check in during these trying times, of being thankful for video calls so you can see your extended family and even do a virtual iftar, of having quiet periods that allow for self-reflection and goal setting, of striving to do more to connect with Allah as it's even more difficult this month with no congregation to tag along to, of trying your utmost to do your best and know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all forgiving, merciful and wise to all you do, and of realizing how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with and how much you have to be grateful for. Jazakallah.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. I too miss going to the masjid and meeting up with everybody that I haven't seen for almost a whole year, especially the elderly during Ramadan. I'm grateful for everything that I've got, especially when some people have absolutely nothing. What do you miss during Ramadan? And what are you grateful for?
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, Sister Alia Juman from the Curep Jamaat, North Street in Curep. Thank you very much for sharing these pieces with us and allowing us to share in turn some of these pieces as well on today's 22nd presentation of Iftar Insights Inside Edition. I will tell you why we decided to share these pieces with you today. Simply, Alia mentioned to us that, she uses writing as an avenue by which to express herself. And we do know that there is a great deal of stress and anxiety amongst many who are unable to express themselves as a result of COVID-19. And there is a great deal of stress and anxiety and maybe even panic attacks and cases of depression as well amongst the Ummah locally and across the world as a result of what Ramadan in their eyes have been reduced to because of COVID-19. But I am grateful today that Alia had reached out to us and shared these pieces with us privately, and we in turn asked her to be able to share these pieces with you today, simply because it is a reminder that no matter how little you think you have to be grateful for, no matter how much of a nosedive you think that Ramadan has taken this year, or the practice of our cultures and traditions associated with Ramadan has taken this year because of COVID-19, there is still so much more to be grateful for than there is to pine for and or to miss. Yes, sure, we miss certain things and we miss people and we miss the masjid and we miss all of the other cultures and customs, but the essence of Ramadan has not been removed. The essence of Ramadan remains true and maybe even purer this year than years gone by. And there is still so much to be grateful for. On another note, I also wanted to share this piece for the benefit of those who may be battling anxiety, any other sort of mental or cognitive distress, maybe even depression as a result of COVID-19 and the effects that it has had on Ramadan. Some people have no mechanism by which to cope. Some of us talk things over, and in Alia's instance, she writes to be able to better express herself and to self-heal and soothe. And some people are unable to do even that. So I also ask today that you spare a thought for those who are unable to express themselves, for those who are battling, who are fighting different kinds of battles this Ramadan. Yes, the shayateen are chained, but maybe in this particular instance, some folks are fighting a battle against their own selves in their own heads. And this is something that if you've never experienced it, if this is something that if you've never learned about it or taken the time to understand it, you may not even begin to fathom the size of the battle that these brothers and sisters, members of our local and global ummah, may be facing at this time. So please keep them in your du'as, remember them in your du'as, and may Allah make it easy for them and for all of us, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Thank you sincerely for viewing today's presentation of Iftar Insights Inside Edition. And as promised, inshallah, tomorrow we will share with you our piece that will feature a brother who originally was born in Saudi Arabia but now resides in Miami, Florida. So until then, Assalamu alaikum, and may Allah be pleased with us. May Allah accept us, accept our deeds, our ibadah, accept our fasts, and accept us all in the Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah. Assalamu.